on this channel, we've talked about the SaaSpocalypse extensively and why it's basically BS. The idea that AI could replace or disrupt enterprise software companies is absolutely ridiculous. But Sam Altman was a big believer in this narrative. And according to him, all the way back in 2023, with the release of ChatGPT 4, he said that ChatGPT 4 was already capable enough to fundamentally disrupt pretty much all software businesses. Now, obviously, that has not happened. And Altman says that this is because people take longer than expected to adopt AI. So Sam Altman had massively overestimated the pace of AI adoption, and by extension, he massively overestimated OpenAI's revenue growth. And we know from the reporting that OpenAI's revenue growth has underperformed even their own internal projections. Now, this is very bad for Sam Altman, because if we go back to last year, in October of 2025, Sam Altman went on the BG2 podcast where he had his infamous crash out and temper tantrum. That was Sam Altman about their astronomical data center spending commitments compared to their minuscule revenue. And then Altman had this big defensive crash. These are direct quotes from Sam Altman from the interview. He said, "We are taking a forward bet that revenue will continue to grow. We might screw it up. This is the bet that we are making, and we are taking a risk along with that." Okay, so he's saying that because they expect to grow so much, they're going to sign these hundreds and hundreds of billions of data center spending commitments, but hopefully by the time the bills come due, the revenue will have grown enough to pay for that. But now, so if AI...
Right.
And she said she's been having a headache. They said ibuprofen.
Okay. You got some ibuprofen? I got some 800s in here.
Yeah. I got one that you gave me last night. I'm going to take it.
Okay.
Did I put enough sugar in your coffee?
I ain't even tried it yet.
I might have put too much in there.
Know how good that is.
No, it's perfect.
It is?
Perfect. They give you something to make you start feeling better, Yvonne?
Huh?
They give you anything to start making you feel better?
No, they just told me to get plenty of rest and just rest for a week. Don't do nothing.
Right. Okay.
And just drink Powerade or Gatorade.
Okay.
Get the electrolytes.
All right.
Gatorade, Powerade, all that shit. Get the electrolytes.
So, other than that, I feel better.
That's good.
Huh?
I said, that's good.
Most of the time you go to the hospital, it's just freezing in there. Man, it wasn't even fucking cold in there. I get that. Make some tacos tomorrow. Or anybody trying to get in this motherfucking house, they gonna get
Damn right.
Damn, Bootsy is something else.
Bootsy don't play that shit.
Bootsy is top-notch security.
You gave that name, JoJo.
Jojo, you gave that name, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Not security.
No, top dog security.
Oh, top dog.
Yeah, top dog security.
Set that ass up.
And look at him,
Uh-huh.
he on patrol now, Jojo.
And he gonna make sure ain't nobody gonna trick him either. He gonna make sure you who you supposed to be.
Exactly. And after he realized who he is, he all right there.
Yeah. It takes him a while to figure out who the hell you are.
Now, Bootsy, you okay?
You a good old dog, ain't you?
Yep. Look how he's sitting, Jojo. He had his butt up in the air.
I ain't even smoked it. Sinead came over while y'all was gone.
She did?
Yeah, you wanna smoke some of this with me?
I'll take this back and smoke
Okay.
some of what I wrote. How's Sinead doing?
She doing good. She had to work tonight.
What you did?
Maybe we start tomorrow, you need to talk to him.
Ooh. How's it going, everybody? Anybody tuning in? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, my people just got in from the emergency room. So, glad everything is okay.
Adoption is slower than expected, and OpenAI's revenue growth is slower than expected, well, that then OpenAI is screwed because they are going their data center spending commitments, and then they will be forced to file for bankruptcy. And according to recent reporting, OpenAI has $700 billion of data center spending commitments from 2020.
So, who should be a transaction coordinator?
Your mom.
No, but seriously.
No, but really, moms, are you trying to work from home, have freedom over your time, and make a full-time income?
We, as transaction coordinators, get paid to help investors with their administrative work, and it's so fun.
How can I get my...
Test.
All right, guys, we have some breaking news about Donald Trump's son and what this has to do with the Iran war. Apparently, it is being reported that there is a bounty on Barron Trump's head, Donald Trump's son. The report is that this bounty is coming from Iran. Let's go ahead and get into it. And also, I'm going to connect this to what is happening apparently behind the scenes, but it's quietly been leaked a little bit more, at least through the New York Times, which is that Donald Trump is trying to find a way to exit this war. Let's get into it, ladies and gents. Again, we are talking about a bounty on Barron Trump's head, $10 million.
Overnight, a very disturbing new threat from Iran. State TV in Iran aired a video that appears to place a $10 million bounty on the life of Barron Trump, the president's youngest child. Each location where he is known to spy. I don't want to even mention those locations. The Secret Service says it is aware of the threat, but won't comment for security reasons.
So that tells you something about Iran's intelligence. You know, the U.S. government brags about U.S. intelligence. Israel brags a lot about their intelligence and what they can see and what they can track. But if Iran is able to see where Barron Trump hangs out, where he spends his time, well, that says something about Iranian intelligence. And again, like I said, I think the U.S. and Israel seriously underestimated Iran's capabilities, not just with the war, but also with technology that they have as well. And this, in a sense, a lot of this is karma. Because, again, I Ayatollah whose father was killed by the U.S. They assassinated Ayatollah Khamenei. How many family members has Mojaba lost at this point in time? How many? I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. And CNN and all these other outlets that are reporting this, they didn't have the same type of empathy as see later in this clip, or this type of concern when the U.S. killed this man's father. That was a big miscalculation from the U.S. government, because now things have escalated to a certain point where you have a new Ayatollah who is more ruthless and is not going to put up with the BS from the U.S. and from Israel.
Joining us now is Leon Panetta. He was the defense secretary under President Obama. He was also the CIA director and formerly a member of Congress. Mr. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us. At any given time, the president and his family are among the best protected people in the world. But how concerning is this latest Iranian public threat, the apparent bounty on the life of 20-year-old Barron Trump?
You're gonna have another
I think you have to take these kinds of threats very seriously, especially if they did it over Iranian TV. It's
good enough.
crazy for them to even try something like that, because that would probably reduce all over. The United States have to take the threat seriously, but also Iran needs to be aware of the consequences of doing anything like that. It is definitely their interest.
You mean just as though the U.S. government should have been aware of the consequences of them killing a school full of girls, of them bombing residential buildings in Iran, killing civilians, of them giving Israel weapons to kill civilians in Gaza? You know, it's we're talking about consequences. Let's be real. If the U.S. government and if Israel would not have attacked Iran, assassinated Ayatollah Khamenei, you don't even get to this point. You just don't. And so for Wolf Blitzer, who's also a Zionist, by the way, for Wolf Blitzer and this man to pretend, oh my God, this is a terrible thing for them to even say or do, and what are they thinking? What was the U.S. government thinking when they decided to kill Ayatollah Khamenei? What were they thinking when they decide to bomb that school? And by the way, as much as they continued to do, it was a Tomahawk. That was a U.S. weapon. It's a U.S. weapon that killed those girls. So, again, no blame towards the Trump administration.
These chains last you generations, handcrafted from real 18-karat gold. They're waterproof, sweat-proof, and tarnish-free, backed by our free lifetime.
I think Ben Shapiro gave the stupidest statement I've ever heard in my life. If anything, we should be fighting for these other officers to get off.
Before we react to what these people are saying today, sometimes you have to backwards. This video is from March 10th, 2025. At the time, Ben Shapiro was pushing Donald Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin, former Minneapolis police officer convicted in the killing of George Floyd, and Brandon Tatum was saying none of it. In fact, Tatum, a former police officer and one of the most prominent conservative voices in America, said Shapiro's argument was completely wrong. That Derek Chauvin should be in prison. So why are we bringing up an old video more than a year later? Because politics has moved on. Tatum is still talking about law and order, policing, public safety, and political unrest. His current show continues to frame these issues through a strong pro-police, law and order.
Came across a very disturbing video that Iranian state TV released about the youngest son of Donald Trump's, Barron Trump, who could be Trump's great-grandchild, but it's just his child, interestingly. And Iran starting to make these videos sort of targeting Trump's family and saying very expected. And before I